Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Jonathan Roy. This is our first session that we have today. I got my awesome 12-year-old boy actually doing the cameraman's role today, and he's doing an awesome job. Today I want to talk about, we're going to start a 4-week session, and this is week 1 of the 4 weeks, and we're going to talk about discipline. And the reason I'm bringing up discipline is so many of us have different accomplishments we want to do. And recently, this is why it's on my heart today, is about 6 months ago I made a decision to run my very first marathon and start training for it. And so my marathon's in January. Here we are now in October. And so I've been training now for about the last 5 or 6 months. And just so you know, I'm not a runner. I've never been someone who has always been running. I've never been someone who has always thought about distance running, but it was on my list to run a marathon as one of those 100 things I want to do during my lifetime, is I want to start and finish a marathon. So I'm running a marathon. I'm running for charity, actually, McGovernFoundation.org you can go to, and that's the charity I'm running for. You can learn more about that. But I want to tell you about the process. Is when it first came on my heart that I want to run a marathon, the first thing I thought was, okay, I want to run this. So as soon as I want to run it, I became passionate about it. And that's the first lesson I want to teach you, is that when you want to do something and accomplish, you got to become passionate about it first. Once you become passionate about it, then you need to go out and make a decision to do it. So passion comes first, then the decision, I'm going to do this. And then you got to have the resources. You got to go out and find the resources. When I first started to run train, or wanted to train, and I made the decision, I'm going to do this, I immediately reached out to people who I knew were runners, or people who I knew were really fitness advocates. And I asked them, how do you do this? What did you do? I mean, how did you do it? And I ended up running into a friend of mine who's a dentist, but he also runs marathons, and he does Ironmans, and he does various different events. And when he does those events, he really trains hard. He's been doing them for years, so he's very well experienced. I asked him, well, where do I start? And he put me in touch with a training program for beginners like myself running. And he put me in a program by Jeff Galloway, who he's a very well-known marathoner, been around for a long time, just a tremendous individual. And I got his program, downloaded his program, and then saw what I was going to need to do. And as soon as I did that, I realized, wow, I'm going to have to commit to this training program. So far, I'm down 30 pounds. I've lost 30 pounds since I've started it. And the program requires me to run at least 3 times a week. And I do exercise 2 other times a week. And I found myself, the only way to make this work is I'm going to have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to really get my exercise in prior to the heat and the sun here in Florida, which is going to be a change for me. And then I'm going to go out and work all day and do what I normally need to do and come home. So it's so true that the first month it was tough to wake up that early. It was rough to start this new commitment and to take action with my commitment. The action was setting my alarm before I go to sleep, pulling out my running clothes and having them ready in the morning, and waking up early enough to do everything I needed to do to prepare to then go for a run. And there were many mornings I didn't want to get up. But I can tell you this, that once I started taking the action to commit to it, after about 30 days, my body started to wake up before my alarm would go off. And I would wake up at 5:15, I'd turn my alarm off before it would go off, I'd get dressed and get ready, and my body was craving to go out and jog. And then more importantly, my mind wanted to do it. And I found the two coming together, the mental and the physical coming together, and being excited and my body ready to go out and do this. You know, today is Friday. Today is a rest day for me, but tomorrow I will wake up at 4 a.m. on a Saturday. I'll be jogging by 5, and tomorrow my training program actually calls for me to do 13 miles. And I'm excited about it. But I can tell you, it was so tough in that first month to create the discipline and create the habit to make it happen. So let's just review real quick. First, get passionate about what it is you want to do. Make the decision that you want to do it. Then go out and reach out for the resources. that can help you. And then commit to action. And commit to action, and then enjoy the ride. So some homework I want to give you is write down 3 things that you know you wanted to do. You've always talked about it, you just haven't done it yet, you haven't done anything to do. Then narrow it down to the top one, the one that, hey, I want to do this, I'm passionate about it. And then check to make sure you're truly passionate about it. If you're truly passionate about it, then go ahead and make the decision that yes, you want to do that, and then go out and find some resources that can help you. And then it's time to commit to action. Now be realistic about what it is you want to do. If you're going to say, hey, I want to go and climb Mount Everest, I want to go and I'm going to go and swim the channel, or I'm going to swim from here to here like somebody just recently did. Let's be realistic about what it is you can do, but also make it a stretch. And so next week, we're going to talk more about this passion and how to keep the passion and keep the discipline in doing what you're doing. I appreciate you so much for tuning in today. I look forward to next week where we can discuss and share some ideas. If you have any ideas that you'd like to share with me, or any thoughts, you may message me right on this YouTube channel, or you can go ahead and you can email me as well. My email is up on the YouTube channel. You can email me. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you so much, and we'll see you next week. Johnny, would you mind go ahead and turn the camera off?
Wait, there needs to be an applause.
Hit the record. Thanks,
Go
kiddo.
ahead.
I appreciate that.